Will we see a new all-time high this year, yes or no? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, whenever you're watching this video. Welcome to the Bitcoin family channel. For the newcomers, my name is Didi. In today's video I have 3 epic news items, I have 5 amazing charts, and yes, also telling you if I expect a new all-time high this year or in 2026. And yes, we will dive into an inspirational quote at the end, guys. Let's quickly jump into this first news items now. Bam. The first news item is from Japan. The Japanese Prime Minister just said that crypto, especially Bitcoin, is a once-in-a-century opportunity. Asia is getting ready to launch into the market, guys. Japan's Prime Minister calling Bitcoin a once-in-a-century opportunity is the same thing as saying, hey, this is the new invention of the wheel, this is the new invention of the steam machine, this is the new invention of the internet. It is that big that it is the once-in-a-century opportunity, and Japan is gonna play along with Bitcoin and crypto. Japan is gonna endorse crypto. I don't think that there is many countries left that are doubting Bitcoin. I think that the next couple of weeks, months, and years to come, a lot of countries will start their own Bitcoin reserve strategy. Why? Because that is the goal of the 21st century. Those countries can see what is happening. The world is turning digital. They even want their world to turn digital. That's why they started to invent the central bank's digital currency, to get a little bit more control. Please understand, the blockchain is also a tool for them to get more control. The more control they have on the blockchain, the more control they have on the digital gold of the 21st century. I'm of course talking about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the only king in this industry. There is no other king. It is Bitcoin only. That's the only completely decentralized asset that can function as a store of value, because it's the digital gold of the 21st century and you can use it as money at the same time. All the others, yes, amazing projects, and yes, I hold all altcoins as well, but they can't be the king, as there is only one decentralized king of which the creator is not known. All the others have a creator, all the others have teams, all the others can be stopped by centralized entities. Bitcoin can't. That is why the government start to like it, because they like to have a decentralized asset that other countries can't influence or even hodl more of. That is why the United States wants to hodl 1 million Bitcoin. They want to be the biggest Bitcoin hodler of all the other countries. But they have some competition. News item 2, guys. The $3 trillion Goldman Sachs just added $194 million worth of Bitcoin. In total, they have now around $600 million of Bitcoin, guys. Goldman Sachs, I know you all know that name. And I also know that you all heard 10 years ago, Bitcoin is not really an asset that we want to invest in. By now, they hold $600 million worth of Bitcoin. They still have $3 trillion to invest in the king of all assets. There is no other assets that has the performance of Bitcoin, not in the last decade and also not in the next coming decade. That is what these companies, countries, governments all start to understand. We should be in the best performing asset, because else people will laugh at us. And we already laugh at them because we got in really early. But for them, it's also still really early, because every Bitcoin they buy around 100K, 110K, 120K will turn into $1 million or even $5 million per Bitcoin in the far future. For them, it's still an early adopter phase to enter the market. It may sound like a huge price to retail, 120K, 110K, but for these huge investors, it's simple. We invest 100K, we turn it into 5 or maybe even 10 million in the future. That's a good return of investment. Let's add that one to the portfolio. Let's not miss out on that boat anymore. They already missed out on the boat massively because they didn't have the opportunity to buy in a legal way. But now that the United States president says, hey, we all love Bitcoin, Even Goldman Sachs is able to buy Bitcoins, and they are doing it in a rapid pace. Already $600 million worth of Bitcoin, guys. Let's jump into news item 3. News item 3 is about a tweet I read from Willy Who. Willy Who is an all-time friend of mine of the industry. He's one of the old original OGs, promoting Bitcoin already a long time ago as well. And he's I call it mathematical genius. Like, he's a very good TA, technical analyst. And he's saying, hey guys, please realize that the Bitcoin price up and down has always been a whale's game. It's always been the whales that are moving the price. And those whales bought Bitcoin around $10, you know? Every Bitcoin they bought for $10 and they sell to the market now requires 110, at the moment 112,000 US dollar of liquidity. That was different in the previous bull cycles. In the previous bull cycles, people only needed 20,000 US dollars to buy one Bitcoin, or 30,000 US dollars to buy one Bitcoin. That game has changed now, because now they need 120,000 US dollars for one Bitcoin. Now, at the moment 110, I know. But who out there, which retail can still afford 110,000 US dollars? You know, it was still a fun game for the retail when they could step in for 3,000, 16,000. You know, when I told you to go all in at 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, those were real numbers that the retail could still afford. And even then, the whales were moving the prices. And at that moment, to move the prices, you know, you needed a liquidity of 1,000 Bitcoins times like $1,000, for example. At the moment, you need 1,000 Bitcoins times 110,000 US dollar. And that is exactly why the market is changing from retail to institutional investors. But to be very clear, at the moment, it's still those old-time OG whales that hold the biggest part of the Bitcoins. They are still moving the market. Yes, the competition is there. The institutional investors buying a shitload, MicroStrategy and other companies buying a shitload, governments buying a shitload, they are becoming the whales now. So the original OG whales, believing in Bitcoin way back, are selling their Bitcoin slowly to the centralized whales. I really don't like that. I hope that we as Bitcoiners, peaceful anarchists, people that want to change the world, hodl a Bitcoin and do that ourselves, and make sure that all the normal retail people are able to get in and make profit of these price swings in Bitcoin. I don't want the rich to get richer. They have enough. I want the poor to get richer. I want that there is balance between rich and poor, a little bit more balance, so that everybody can lead a happy life, guys. But who am I? Maybe I am just a really old-time OG that really still believes in peaceful anarchy, that really still thinks that Bitcoin can change the world, that really still thinks that Bitcoin is completely decentralized and everyone should have access to it, etc. That is why I created an educational platform, Didi, BamBam.me, to educate all the people all over the world that it's not necessary to own just one Bitcoin. You can also own 0.1 Bitcoin or 0.01 Bitcoin. Even if you own 0.1 Bitcoin and Bitcoin goes to 1 million or 10 million, just do the calculation. It could create generational wealth for you and your next generations in your part of the world, guys. Simple as that. That were the news items. I'm going to jump now into the charts to show you exactly what is happening, where are the liquidation levels, and when do I expect the top. Am I changing my mind to 2026? Let's check the charts. Yes, get ready for a shitload of charts, guys, because I'm going to take you through a lot of charts. I think it's almost 10 charts to give you peace of mind in this terrible time for Bitcoin, guys. The first chart over here is the 4-hour chart. On this 4-hour chart, we can see something positive. That is in the Bitcoin family indicator setup. We can see a buy signal over here. We can even see candles closing above the yellow stepping line. We can see the yellow stepping line stepping up for the first time again. We can see the Bollinger Band around the resistance level, that green line over there at 115,000 US dollar. We can see the blue line in the bottom here. It's above the white line. The white line starts to trend up. The only thing we're missing at the moment is green hills, but we can see a little bit of green starting over there. So we can see that the blue and the yellow is declining. The beach and the water is going away, and the green hills where the bulls like to perform are arriving again. This is a quadruple confirmation of a trade to take on the 4 hour. Now, I'm saying already for a couple of videos, this is the bottom area. We need to buy the 109K. And this is now the resistance area, the 115K. And we can see the top of the Bollinger Band over there as well. Now let's zoom out to a daily channel. On the daily channel, I made some lines, and those lines I drew manually. I know there is tools for it, but I just like to do that manually so I can really see where the resistance and support is. And I drew, for example, this line over there, and then we exactly hit that line. You know, that's a resistance, there's resistance, 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 turning now into support. If you break that, I believe we would fall to the next level, 1.6. If you break that, I would believe we would fall to 3,500, 104K. That is how you draw your lines and how you set up your trades because of what you see on the charts, guys. Now, we are finding support here. We do need to get confirmation of the support, and we do need to go and try to break that 115K again. That's that other line. Now, if we zoom out to a 5-day chart, on the 5-day Gaussian channel at the moment, so every candle is 5 days, I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to delete some drawings I made for the last couple of times, but I drew this line, here, this one. On this one, I can see, hey, here we started that. Then the next time we touched the line was over there, September 2024. Then here we crossed it, but we came above it again in April 2025. And now again, we are touching that line. This is the area of an uptrend line that I think that is support. At the same time, just to show you again, that line is somewhere on the cross point of the support line here of 106,000 US dollar. Like, if we really look closely and we look to the wicks, for example, I carry it here to the wicks, and we are at 109,000 US dollar. You can see the resistance wicks over there, 109, and you can see the support now here at 109. Like, I always do this, like, maybe I'm taking the bodies, or maybe I'm taking the, you know, the wicks. You need to decide for yourself, but somewhere in this area is the support, because it was a massive area of resistance, fighting area, breaking area, retesting. This is not bad. We are even retesting. I have a chart later that is even showing maybe a head and shoulder retest. Now, let's jump now into the next couple of charts. Yes, today is charting day. There's a shitload of charts, guys. This is the first one. This one is showing you the liquidation levels. And this one is telling me the same story over and over again. And you watch my videos, you know I'm always hunting those levels. At the moment, if we would go to a price of 125,000 US dollar, we would be liquidated in total 15 billion US dollar. 15 billion US dollar of shorts will be liquidated when we go to 125K. Even if we just go to 115K, guys, we are still liquidating $12 billion. So every time the same thing happens. I showed you this chart a couple of weeks ago. I told you guys, please be aware, if we go to these prices, at that moment it was like 109K, this will be liquidated. If we will go back to these prices, it happens every time again. Please educate yourself on the Bitcoin liquidation map. Go Google it, you can find them all over the place. Educate yourself on this. Now, here's the chart that I meant with the head and shoulder that I found on Twitter. I don't see who posted this, so sorry if I'm using your chart and not doing a shout out. I can't find your name at the moment, but whoever posted it, thank you for posting it. It's a beautiful chart because this is a weekly chart. Every candle is a week. And now we can see that he's saying, hey, is this not a 6-month-long head and shoulder continuation? Let's see. This is a shoulder. This is a head, this is a shoulder, this is the neckline. What are we doing? We are retesting that neckline. That is a normal move to happen. And if we retest a neckline and find support, bam, we break out to 160K. The head and shoulder target is 140,000. Why? Because you calculate this distance from the neckline to the bottom of that shoulder, and then you put it on top of that, and then you can see that you get a 140K level. But for me, the End of this move is 160 still, guys. Really cool find, really nice chart. You can see all the other things. You learn a lot of these charts. Just pause the video and analyze what these guys are saying. You know, the rectangle price target, the head and shoulder price target was 34K over there. Did we reach it? Yes, we did reach it. So there's a lot of things, lessons you can learn. And where was the head and shoulder? Here, guys. Shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline. Did we break out to the 34K? That was the target. Yes, we did. How did we calculate that? We calculated by taking that length of the neckline till the head, and then you paste it on the top of the neckline, and then you get your target. Okay, nice chart. This chart. These two are one of the indicators that really told me in the last couple of bull cycles, hey, get out of the market because it's overheated, we need to get out. It is the MRVZ score, and it's the Puel multiple, guys. I've been talking about these charts already for years, and I've told you all the time, if you go into the pinkish area, that is bull market top. Look, bull market top, bull market top, bull market top, bull market top. Normally the bull market top is there when we go in there. We are not even close. Also the Puel multiple, guys. Bull market top, bull market top. Very close to the pinkish area, bull market top. We are far away from that area. We need to go way higher. And I know that a lot of people now will say, but Didi, there is a trend. Yes, there is a trend, and I can see that. Do I believe that? I don't know yet, because I think people will tell me, hey, but if you take those tops, Didi, then the stops are lower and lower, and we are almost there. You see? That top, oh, maybe it's not only this top. Or if you go to the multiple over there, we can do the same. That top, something like this. We are already there. There is, of course, I can't even discuss that. Yes, I can see that. But is this because the market is getting less volatile? Or is this just because this one over here was a double top, and normally it would have gone higher, then the line would have been probably like this something, then we still need to go to that level there. So, you know, it's difficult, but normally when we get into the pinkish area, we get out of the market. That is the moment we stop and we go out, because that is dangerous territory, guys. Now, then I have this chart, guys. On this chart, this was created by TechDev. He has a really cool Twitter account when it comes to charting. Go and follow the guy. I think it's TechDev_52. If I'm wrong, just correct me in the chat. But this chart shows you, yes, this time could be a little bit different. You know, they always say this time is different, you know, and I always say, no, it's not different. Because it isn't different, because the 4-year cycle is still intact. But if you look at the business cycle, this area here, this green area, is longer than here. The build-up is longer than there. And I believe that it is because we had an all-time high before the halving this time. We had a very early all-time high, which makes this build-up longer. Now here, if we calculate, this is 4 candles, and another 4 candles, this is 10 candles. 10 bars, sorry, not candles, 10 bars. This one is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bars. The build-up at the moment, too early all-time high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So the build-up, the length is different. It is different. But this was the shortest one. This one became a little bit longer. This one became again a little bit longer. And this one again is a little bit longer. But does that mean that the build-up period, because of the length of that, also tells us we won't have a euphoria phase anymore? We did have an euphoria phase over there. We did have one over there. And we did definitely one have over there. So you think we are not going to have one over here now, the last 3 months? I think it will. And I think that then we will also see a very short red area. And then, of course, a bear market crash. I believe there will be a crash, not 80%, but we will have a bear market crash, guys. This is the BTC market cycle bottom return on investment. On this one, you can see indeed how the previous cycles performed and where that we stopped with the cycles. This one is into the Cryptoverse. Also a really cool Twitter account, guys, that you need to follow. Well, we can see that we are with the purple line. It's market cycle 5. We are now there. The yellow, the market cycle 3, and the green, market cycle 4, they ended exactly at the same area. Maybe 1 month difference. We are getting very close to that. And people say this time is different, but if I look at these lines, look, they are almost always at the same levels, guys. It's not that different. If it would have been different, then that line, just let me draw a line, just to make it clear, would have been maybe the same, and then would have been there, and maybe would have gone up, and maybe would have been there, and then come down, and this looks different. You know, this kinds of lines look different. You know, maybe the line went back in the future, you know. That would have been different. I don't see that difference here. I see every time around the same amount of days since the bottom. This is the market cycle bottom, and from that bottom, after 100 days, same level. After 200 days, around the same level. Around the 300 days, same level. 400 days, same level. 500 days, same level. 600, it's not, what is the difference? I can't see the difference. Please point me out the difference. The difference is that the green one had a double top. That's 2021 over here. Yes, that was running and bam, made a top, it crashed and made a top. 2071 went up already from this moment, from 800 days, we went a little bit more into euphoria and we went into a peak. So the difference is now in the end of the cycle, because we are having a longer on-ramp, like say that ramp, but look, it's still this part. And look at that part in the 2017 cycle. That part from the 2017 cycle, let me draw it for you over there, this part. I'll go over here, like this part. If that is this part, look how high we would go. This is insane. We would even outperform the previous cycle. Now, I don't believe that. I believe we will end up somewhere over there. Look, the exact target for me is over there, the level 10 here. Why? Bottom was 16K, my top is 160, 10, that's my level. This run doesn't need to be as steep as this one, doesn't need to be as steep as that one, it just needs to keep climbing until somewhere here, block 1090, somewhere over there, and then around day 1090, 1100, like over there, and there we will see the top. And the top will be, in my opinion, 160K around this line. I don't think that's impossible. It's possible. Then we have this chart. That's exactly where I think that we are at the moment. We are in the bear trap, that last bear trap before we go parabolic. This is where we are. This dip that we normally have every time in this cycle. We are there, and then we are going to go a little bit more up in the next couple of months, and then we are at the bull market top, guys. So if you watched closely this dip over there, you can see this dip as well on the previous chart over there. Look, here we had a dip, here we had a dip. It was not an exact place, but also here we had a dip. That is the dip you're experiencing now before I think we go parabolic to 160K, guys. Now I have this chart. This is something that I can believe as well. I found this also on Twitter. This chart, you can see how people think that it is moving at the moment in a bullish megaphone. And that bullish megaphone is, look, one, touch the bottom, higher, lower, then we should go out and break out, and then we should create a top. Yeah, something like this, a bullish megaphone. I can see that on the chart as well. This is the day chart, guys. That were all the charts, enough charts for today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed those charts. If you did enjoy them, give these charts a thumbs up. Yes, a very long video, but there's a lot of educational value. Bam. Use my special link down below here to sign up to Bybit and claim your amazing bonus up to 30,000 US. You will receive $30 for just signing up. Use my link down below and click it now. I hope you really enjoyed those charts, guys. Yes, short-term shitload of volatility. Amazing for the traders, amazing for my algorithm. It's making shitloads of profits. It isn't amazing for the emotional people. If you're emotional attached to this market, it is a painful time, guys. And I hope you still remember that video that I made months ago when we went to 110,000 US dollar for the first time. I told you guys, if you don't want to have an emotional roller coaster for the next 6 to 9 months, that's what I told you at that moment, get out now. Take your profit at 110,000 US dollar, be happy, and don't get sucked in that emotional roller coaster that we're going to have the next 6 to 9 months. And I know a lot of people were laughing at me at that time in that video, like emotional roller coaster, we can handle it. Now you understand what I mean. All these swings, 110 to 14 to 94 to 110 to 112 to 15 to 120 to 110, all that emotion will be there until we reach a bull market top. And then you get out a little bit more higher than the 110. Of course, you get out at 150 or 160, but it was 9 months of your life that was an emotional roller coaster. Because believe me, when we reach the top, and I will be telling you to sell, you will still don't understand. You will be, no, we go to 400K because other influencers say we go to 1 million, and we will start dropping, and that emotional roller coaster starts to continue because then we drop and we come up and we drop and we come up and we are in the bear market and you're stuck again for the next 4-year cycle. That is exactly what I'm helping you with, to not get stuck again through the new bear market to stay in profit. I want you to take profits with your trading portfolio the moment you need to take profit. And I want you to buy back that Bitcoin bear market bottom the moment you need to buy back that bear market bottom. I'm talking about your trading portfolio, not your store of value, long-term pension fund, your HODL portfolio. Of course, there's a difference. 70% or 60%, whatever it is, you HODL long-term. 40% you play this game with. But please understand, I have been in this cycle now 3 times. 2013, 2017, 2021, and this is now my 4th cycle. I do think I understand how it works. And I know that every cycle there's one thing other people keep saying. This time it is different. Every time I hear it again and again, but this time it is different. Now let's see if it is this time will be different. I'm calling the top still in 2025, October, November, December, Q4, that will be the top. Could even be the end of September, beginning of October, but somewhere in this area, that will be the new bull market top. And from that moment, we will see a 12-month bear market. If I see different on the charts because the indicators start to top out, that is the moment I will tell you, hey, this could look different this time. And if we go to a top in December or whatever and the indicators are still not flashing, I need to adjust. But for now, I still believe in that normal 4-year cycle, guys. Now, let's jump into the last part, the inspirational quote. The inspirational quote for today, guys. The secret isn't magic. The secret is mindset. The subconscious mind is your switch. The only question left is, what are you programming your subconscious mind with? Please understand this. The secret is not just magic. It is mindset. You are in control of your mindset, and especially also the subconscious part. That is the switch. You need to start programming that subconscious mind with whatever it is that you want to see in the future. That is why these techniques are there. Manifestation, visualizing. All of these techniques you can use to program your subconscious mind. And that subconscious mind, that is the switch to create that new future that you're longing for. It's not magic. It's all a powerful mindset trick. Your brain doesn't have real eyes. It just believes what you tell him to believe. If you see those beautiful cars over there, yes, your brain is seeing those beautiful cars. If you see those cars as ugly cars, yes, your brain will see ugly cars. Probably it doesn't even understand beautiful and ugly, it only sees cars. But whatever it is that you trick your brain with, through visualization, through manifestation, through feeling as if you're really living a life on the beach in a beautiful villa with an amazing wife and beautiful kids and a car and whatever it is that you want in the future. If you really start to feel that, and if you really start to visualize that and manifest that, the brain doesn't know if that is real or not. It will just see that as the thing that you long for, that you want, that you need. And if you keep repeating that dream, start believing in that dream, start visualizing and manifesting that dream daily, and then let go, it will happen. Because there is way more in this life and in this world that we know. And the one thing that I learned in those last 9 years is that our subconscious mind is very powerful, but you are the one that is feeding it, and you need to start feeding it in the right way, in a way that is shaping your future and the future that you really want, guys. So that's the inspirational quote for today. The secret is not magic, it's mindset, and especially the subconscious mind. And you just need to feed it with the right program to get that future that you want, guys. That was everything for today. I hope you really enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy the video, give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. What do you think about the news? What do you think about the charts? What do you think about that last part? Is it a little bit too much for you? Don't you believe in those things? In a bigger universe that you can feed, and energy that you can receive and give, etc. Let me know down below. I really want to understand where my followers are at. If they think that's spooky or floaty, or if they think, yeah, maybe you are right. Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you for watching. I wish you an amazing Wednesday, and see you Friday again, guys. Bam.